Durdle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Durdle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and Durdle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Durdle Magic. Today we're playing some Colfenor, The Last U. Looking at our opening hand, we have... well, you have Death of Tayam. That's nice, right? But unfortunately the rest is colorless mana, so I don't think we can really keep it. Let's go ahead and mulligan. New hand gives us black, white, but not green, which is problematic. So again, we're going to have to mulligan. New hand gives us green and black and 3 visits. I can live with that. Let's go ahead and keep it. Put on the bomb, Doom Foretold. Don't know who we're facing off against yet. We did win the die roll, so we do get to go first. We get Beast Within. Let's play a Forest and pass it off to our opponents. Our commander is 3 white, black, green for legendary 3/7 Tree Folk Shaman, Vigilance and Reach. Whenever it or another creature we control dies, return up to one other target creature with lesser toughness from your graveyard to your hand. Our first opponent is Zedruu the Great-Hearted. 1 blue, red, white for legendary 2/4 Minotaur Monk. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of permanents you own that your opponents control. Blue, red, white. Target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. Raglan Tayam into play for them. Our next opponent is Tayam, Luminous Enigma. 1 white, black, green for legendary 3/3 Nightmare Beast. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional vigilance counter on it. 3. Remove 3 counters from among creatures you control, mill 3 cards, then return a permanent card with a converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Hey, we covered them. Actually, Colfenor initially was that deck, just mixed up a little bit. Llanowar Reborn into play for them. And our last opponent, Sorcerer the Bold. 3 red, red for a 3/3 Human Knight. Whenever she or an instant or sorcery you control deals damage to a player, exile a top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Tap, deal 1 damage to any target. Mountain into play for them. Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Sure, let's play a swamp. 3 visits ourselves up a card and pass the turn. So our Colfenor version here is Enchantments. Let's get in Death of Tayam. Pass it off. I wanted an Abzan Enchantment Commander in Commander Legends. We didn't get that. We got Gen. And Gen's cool, but it's not my cup of tea. So I tried to make Colfenor, because it's creature-based, deal with the enchantment creatures of Theros and have a little bit of an Enchantress theme going on. So we'll see how it would go. I was really hoping Tayam would be able to be the enchantment commander I've been looking for. It can be, but it just takes a lot more focus than Colfenor, who's more open-ended. Cliffdrop Retreat and Arcane Signet into play for Zedruu. Followed by Weathered Wayfarer. Llanowar Reborn will trigger. It has Graft. Whenever a creature comes into play, they can put a 1/1 counter on something. Over to Tayam, Luminous Enigma. Still could be a good Abzan enchantment commander, but if only it could deal with creatures and enchantments, the sagas would be so epic. Winding Constrictor into play for them. Graft will trigger again, so we will just yield to this ability for the rest of the game, basically. Winding Constrictor becomes a 4/5 because of it. It doubles the counters on artifacts or creatures. Mountain into play for Sorcerer. This is also a deck I haven't faced before. It tends to be, the ones I've seen anyway, a little bit stormish, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Our turn gives us a Zoning Thousand-Eyed. It kind of works on the deck, kind of doesn't. Looking for a replacement. If you have a suggestion, let me know. Let's play Hall of Heliod's Generosity. We do have Reclamation Sage, but I think right now we'll get down Feldar Retreat and see what happens with that. And pass the turn. So it has Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under our control, we choose one. Create a 2/2 Cat Beast token, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature we control. Those creatures gain Vigilance on the turn. The 1/1 counter is very good with Colfenor, because then we can kind of get all of our guys back. So we'll have to see how that goes. Plus, we also get blockers if we need them. Zedruu the Great-Hearted coming down for that player. Godless Shrine into play untapped for Tayam. See what they're going to do with it here. Not too many 3-drops I can think of. Nope, Commander Sphere coming down for them. Over to Sorcerer. Again, I haven't faced one of these before, so this should be very entertaining. Annex Hardened in the Forge. Did not see that coming. We get Tristani Discordant. Alright, so not something we can play right now, though. We're a mana short, and we don't really have any other plays, unfortunately. We could destroy the Arcane Signet, But I think we better leave that up for some other real enchantment. Beast Within in case anything really happens to us. So let's just go ahead and pass it. To Zedruu the Great Heart's turn. It will trigger, and it will do that until it's destroyed or removed. Withered Wayfarer is being activated. They'll go get a land card. It's Command Tower. Command Tower into play. A Crowing Horse. When it enters the battlefield and opponent gains control of it, at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent creates a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Who's gonna get it? We get it. That's a sad face. Guardian Project coming down for Tayam. That'll be pretty good for him. Ooh, no lands or anything for Cercera. That's unfortunate. Okay, comes to our turn. A Crone Horse will trigger. At the beginning of our upkeep, every opponent gets a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Twilight Mire, yay. Also, Tristani Discordant should be great. So let's go ahead and play that. Land into play. Let's make a kitty. And then let's go ahead and summon Tristani. We get 2 white soldier creature tokens ourselves, but ours have lifelink, so they're better. Tristani triggers at end of turn. A Crone Horse can go back to Zedruu. There it goes. Over to Zedruu's turn. Now we get some white soldiers. Nice. Sahili Sublime Artificer. One of my more favorites from War of the Spark. Whenever they cast down a creature spell, they get a colorless servo creature token. And -2, target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature you control till end of turn, except as an artifact in addition to its other types. Talisman of Creativity coming down, they'll get a servo. Homeward Path. Okay. So, might as well play it, I suppose. That's it for Zedruu. Off to Tayam. Rishkar, Pima Renegade coming down for the Chime player, and Zedruu leaves the game. Okay, that's unfortunate. Guardian Project will trigger. Rishkar will be able to give counters to things. Cruel Celebrant. When I raid another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That'll work out pretty well for him if they get an Aristocrats thing going. 6/7 Winding Constrictor going at the Cercera player. They're intercepting with a soldier. Soldier down. No damage through to Cercera. Went into the play for Cercera on their turn. Excellent. I was hoping they'd be able to stay in the game a bit. That's it for Cercera. Going to roll over to us. Let's see what we get. We get Abzan Charm. Alright, that's pretty good. A little bit of extra card draw. Could exile something. Could exile the Winding Constrictor. That could be very good for us, actually. I think at this point, though, let's go ahead and do Reclamation Sage. Get that down. Destroy the Guardian Project. Keep Tayam off their cards a bit. There it goes. Nowhere really to attack, so let's just pass it off for now. Path of Discovery. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. Fabled Passage into play and cracked for the Tayam player. Hopefully we'll get some lands. The deck has been giving me a lot of lands recently. Maybe it's gone reverse this time. Bygone Bishop. Flying whenever you cast a creature spell that converted mana cost 3 or less, investigate. Cool. Path of Discovery will trigger. It gets to explore. Midnight Reaper. So whenever a non-token creature they control dies, this deals 1 damage to them and they get to draw a card. 3/2 for 3. Not terrible. Over to Cercera. Let's see if they can get that 5th land down. Goblin Smuggler coming down. Haste. Another target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. They're giving it to the soldier. It makes it unblockable. Soldier on the attack off into us. That's unfortunate. Alright, we'll take 1. Down to 39. Comes our turn, we get a Forest. Let's go ahead and play it. Fellow Draw Retreat will trigger. Let's give our guys a 1/1 counter. And then probably go ahead and summon our commander. Colfenor, the last U. And we don't have any flyers. Don't necessarily want to attack just yet. I mean, we could try and threaten out Annex, but I want Cercera to be in the game a bit. So we'll just pass it off. Tayam, Luminous Enigma coming down for that player. I'm interested in seeing how they did the deck. If you want to go ahead and check out my video, I'll link a little blurb above. You can go check that out. See if you can spot any differences. Ooh, Avenger of Zendikar. That's not good for us at all. Midnight Reaper coming down. Bygone Bishop will trigger. They'll get to investigate. It gets to explore. So let's see. It now has 2 1/1 counters and 2 vigilance counters. Is that how I'm reading it? That's it for Tayam. Over to Cercera. I hope they drop a 5th land. They do. Excellent. Cercera the Bold coming down for that player. Goblin Smuggler is making the token unblockable again. Soldier token off into us again. Alright, we take 1 down to 38. Comes our turn, we get Kaya's Ghost Form. We also already have Unholy Indenture. They're both basically occupying the same space in a combo, but they also help keep our guys alive. We are going to have to use Abzan Charm. Unfortunate, but necessary. We need to get rid of that Winding Constrictor. Exile it, please. It's being tapped for mana. Let's see if they have an answer. Commander Sphere being sacrificed, they'll draw a card. It gets exiled. Fantastic. Then let's go ahead and play Unholy Indenture on our Tristani Discordant. And we'll pass the turn. Over to Tayam, 5 cards in the hand after the draw. I wish we were getting some of our card draw, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Tayam is being activated, removing 3 counters, paying 3, milling 3, all the 3s. Dauntless Escort, Pure Imaginative Rascal, and Alert Heedbonder, I'm sorry. Vigilance. At the beginning of your step, you'll gain 1 life for each creature you control with Vigilance. Oh, that's very nice. So that wasn't around when we did TM, was it? Yeah, it was. It was Ikoria. How did I miss that? So, Toothy into play. It's yet another gets an extra counter kind of guy. Being activated again, taking off some more counters. Anguished in Making, Zulaport Cutthroat, and Eternal Witness. Eternal Witness plus an Anguished in Making would hurt real bad. We get Dauntless Escort to the battlefield. Sack it. Their creatures gain indestructible. We have an attack, just a soldier out of Tayam at us. It doesn't look like there's any abilities we really need to worry about. They do have a lot of mana in their creatures being able to tap for some. So that is somewhat problematic. They do have 5 cards in hand as well, so let's go ahead and block with a soldier with lifelink maybe? No, let's block with the 3/3 without lifelink and see what happens. Alright, Cruel Celebrant will trigger, it dies. We lose a life, down to 37. Arcane Signet coming down for Tayam during the second main. They sacrifice a clue to draw a card. Over to Sir Sarah. 8 cards in hand after the draw, 5 lands in play currently. Sir Sarah's dealing 1 damage to the Tayam player. Kinetic Augur is in the exile zone. 3 red, 0/4, trample. Power equal to the number of instant sorcery cards in your graveyard. Alright, that could be good later on. Unfortunately, they can only play it till end of turn. They did activate Goblin Smuggler to give the token unblockability again. Slaying Fire. Cast with Adamant. 3 damage to any target. It'll be at the Tayam player. If at least 3 mana is spent to cast the spell, does 4 damage instead. So, it will do 4 damage. They're down to 34. Sir Sarah the Bold will trigger again. Let's see what gets into exile this time. Hey, Mountain. They can play that till end of turn, and they do. Play is very important over cast if you have a land. Shock. 2 damage to the Tayam. Storming? Nah, I don't think they have enough mana yet. They'd have to have some rituals. Hey, Mountain. They cannot play that. They already played a land for the turn. And then Fling. Annex. Let's see where it's going. Alright, off into the Tayam player for the damage. Whenever Axe or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 red Satyr creature token with this can't block. If the power is 4 gray, you get 2 of those instead. Axe did indeed have 4 power, so they get 2. Sir Sarah triggers again. Flames of the Razeboar, 5 red. Deals 4 damage to target creature opponent controls, then 2 damage to each other creature that opponent controls if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. So kind of like a mini board wipe. Alright, soldier on the attack, off into the Tayam player. That works for me. Alright, 1 damage is good. Tayam down to 26 from 39 in 1 turn. And I was just checking, none of these are rares, like at all either, so pretty good deck for uncommons. We'll have to be careful. Comes our turn, we get a swamp, let's go ahead and play it. We get a trigger. I think at this point we'll make another kitty. And we'll go ahead and put Gaia's Coast form on our commander. We could play a Zoni, get her down and go for it, but we don't get any bugs out of it. We could sacrifice our tokens to draw cards. Yeah, let's do it. Just get down the extra body. Azoni, Thousand-Eyed. Won't get any bugs, but we do get the card draw and sack outlet. So let's pass it off. Luminous Broadmoth. Hey, I think we had that in ours. The Ozolith. Nice. Oh, we have a full attack. Where's it going? Full attack off into the Sarah player. Yeah, I would have probably chosen to do that as well. Cercera takes it down to 17. They go. Over to Cercera's turn. Let's see if they can get him down low enough for us to swarm. Cercera's hitting us this time. Alright, at least they're being fair about stuff. Still though, Tayam has life gain and recursion. We are not even getting our card draw, which is the sadness. They get Deface. Choose one, destroy target artifact, or destroy target creature with Defender. Can't see that coming in handy too often, but you never know. Goblin Smuggler being activated on one of the satyrs. Land into play. Satyr's Cunning, create a 1/1 red satyr creature token with this can't block. Shred Sails cycling, Cercera will draw a card. Cercera with the satyr attacking into the Tayam player. Again, that works for me. 1 damage is good there, down to 25. Comes our turn, we get Secure Tribe Elder. That's not the best. Let's go ahead and play it and sack it for a land. Actually, instead, let's go ahead and sacrifice it for a card. Which, you know, our luck is probably a land, but you never know. Colfenor will trigger no legal targets, however. We get Swords to Plowshares. That'll work. We should get rid of the Luminous Enigma so they can't get everything back. That'll be nice. It looks like we have a response. Is it Heroic Intervention? It is not. They're activating Tayam. Let's see what they'll get back. New Mills. Let's see. Rayhan, Last of the Abzan, Exotic Orchard, and Karn's Bastion. No answer there. They get back Alert Heedbonder. Okay, so that's a lot more life gain. Don't want them to have that too much. The Ozolith will trigger. It does trigger if a creature leaves the battlefield, not dies, and not exile specific. Okay, they only have 2 defenders, but we don't want to leave ourselves too open. So, what do we want to do here? Let's go ahead, swing our commander. Swing Trostani. Swing a lifelink soldier. And a cat beast, because why not? And we'll attack with those. We have an interception. Cruel Celebrant against our commander. Okay. Combat damage is good. Nightmare Reaper will trigger. They'll take a damage, draw a card. We'll lose a life, they will gain a life. Negating the damage from Midnight Reaper. And they are down to 20. Pass the turn. Evolution Sage. Nice. Had that in Brokos Infect, I believe. Gonna be good here if they can get some lands down. Tayam, Luminous Enigma being activated. Let's see where they go this time. Hey, Death Sprout. They get a land back. Evolution Sage will trigger. It's also Verdant Catacombs, so I imagine they're going to crack it, have it trigger Evolution Sage again, and that's going to be a lot of counters. Yep, there's the crack. And they select everything except Rishkar. Makes sense to me. The Ozolith will trigger, putting all those counters on Rishkar. There you go. Alright, let's see where they're attacking. Full attack into Cercera, really wanting to take them out of the game. Nothing Cercera can do about it. Minus 33 to them. That is a lot of damage. Yeah, they're going to gain a bunch of life, 1 for each vigilant creature they control. I want to go ahead and activate Izoni, sacrifice Trostani so she can come back and make us more tokens. Colfenor will trigger. Trostani can't get herself back somehow with the ability. I'm not sure if the ability on Colfenor only says other creatures than itself, because as long as you give them some kind of anthem, it looks like they can bring themselves back, because otherwise it's just Secure Tribe Elder here, so not entirely knowing how that works. But let's get Secure Tribe Elder, because Unholy Indenture will bring Trostani back for us. Tribe comes back, makes us some more tokens. Secure Tribe Elder comes back. Oh, we have a response coming out of the Tayam player. Let's see what they're going to do. Maybe activate him again. They are. Let's see what they get with it. The Great Henge, Snow-Covered Forest, and a Strip Mine. Strip Mine is no bueno. Use a Ghost Quarter. They play Strip Mine. That's unfortunate. Evolution Sage will trigger. We draw a card. It's Journey to Eternity. They're going to blow up our Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Alright, there it goes. Alert Heedbonder will trigger. They gain 5 life. Sorry, I think they gained 6 life. My mistake. We get Dictate of Erebos. Yeah, that could be good. Gets around all kinds of things, especially with the Luminous Broadmoth gone. So, and it has Flash. Let's just go to attacks and attack with everything and see what happens. And there we go. Dauntless Escorts get sacrificed. Their creatures gain indestructibility. Midnight Reaper will trigger. The Ozolith will trigger. Alright, let's see where we have blocks here. Rishkar off against the soldier. He's going to kill it. Probably, likely, yep. We have this against the Zoni Midnight Reaper, or Rider, sorry. And Evolution Sage against Colfenor. Alright, let's go ahead and play Dictate of Erebos. Now, it looks like we have a response. What will it be? They're going to activate their commander again. They get Zulaport Cutthroat out of their graveyard to the battlefield. And we get them to exactly 0. God, that was close. Nice Tayam deck, though. It's kind of inspiring me to build one. Number of triggers down there, but it don't matter. I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Tayam player because that was a good showing. And there it is. 3 lovely hearts off to the Tayam player. It was a good deck, and like I said, I might be inspired to build one at this point. We get one, and then the Sarah player gets a point. I think they deserve it. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. Okay, so here's the deck. I was basically trying to make an Enchantress Abzan deck with a little bit of the Anthem thing going on. So let me explain what's trying to go on here anyway, because we did not see a lot of enchantment stuff. We have some standard Enchantress stuff, like Enchantress's Presence, which came down in price after the reprint in the Enchantment Bant Precon commander deck. Picked one of those up for the deck. Viduran Enchantress, and then we also have the white version Mesa Enchantress in here as well. And then we also have Satyr Enchanter. So that's basically our card draw besides Phyrexian Arena up here. All come in at 3 mana, so not necessarily the best to have them all there, but we do have 5 sources, and then we do of course have Azoni, who, despite being not the best in the deck for the Undergrowth ability, has saved my bacon a lot of times with the second ability, so I don't know where to put her as far as cuts or not go. As far as Anthem effects go, I am exploring some other options. I did get a bunch of cards for this deck for like $3, you know, because Magic Online cards are cheaper, depending on where you get them, than paper ones. But for Anthems, we have Tulsimir Wolfblood. He's in the deck also because Voja, you can create one and it's legendary, it's a 4/4, but then you can create another one, choose to keep one, and the token will die. So we can trigger Colfenor with that ability. And I have been toying around with the Revolt mechanic, just to add a few cards. Let me know what you think about that. But this also gives an Anthem to our green and white creatures, making them larger. Another Anthem we have is Trostine Discordant, which we saw. 1/1 to all of our creatures, and apparently made Zedruu quit the game because we totally countered their deck with this one card. I don't know that they wouldn't have had removal though, so I feel kinda bad about it, but at least we got rid of the Akron Horse. Another Anthem effect, especially because we're running a lot of enchantments, or at least I thought we were. Marshall's Anthem gives our guys 1/1 and it acts as recursion if we have some extra mana, bringing some of our guys back. Nice to have that around. Otherwise, we have some things like Renana Called to the Hunt, gives a 1/1 counter to creatures when they come into play, which works really well with Colfenor. So we have that in there. We don't have too much else like that in there. Didn't use Cathar's Crusade, didn't use the Great Henge, trying to keep the deck, you know, some kind of budget cheap, and the Great Henge is like pushing $45, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, and that's it for the explanations this time around. If you notice, we also have some Pillow Fort-esque things going on. I'll explain that in the next video. Gotta work something out in this deck where we can, I don't know, get some more enchantments in here. Apparently there's not enough, but I'll have to come back and look at. I don't know, apparently there's not enough enchantments. There was a game one time when I was testing it, it was really cooking really well. Enchantment, 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 draw cards, get things, all that jazz. Just wasn't working this time, I guess. But if you saw any cards that you want for your paper collection, sealed product, or sleeves to protect said stuff, please consider using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. It helps out the channel and doesn't cost you anything extra. Alright, until the next game with Colfenor, Abzan, Enchantress, I'll see you then.